bucket list. Well, welcome to the feed bucket. And that is it right there, Lake Fork. What an incredible fishery and what an incredible tournament we have going on here for stop number 5 of the Bassmaster Elite Series in this absolute bass fishing playground. They call this the crown jewel of Texas Parks and Wildlife, and it's living up to its name in a big way here this week. And what a tournament. No matter what you're doing, I'm going to give you a note. Tell your bosses you got the rest of the day off, because Davey Height, this is a showdown, a throwdown, a big fish mowdown.
Well, we expected it to be that, Dave Mercer. There's no doubt about it. But I must say, I got to give a shout-out to the 2 South Carolina anglers atop the leaderboard, Patrick Walters and Brandon Cobb. And, oh, by the way, the last 2 winners here on Lake Fork for the Bassmaster Series. So just an incredible day. Patrick Walters, just a little shy of 30 pounds already this morning.
Unbelievable start to the day. And with that, let's jump into our Toyota Midday report. And what a report it is. Lee Livesey, the guy we talk about every time we come here, Davey.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Lee Livesey is one of the most, famous guides here on Lake Fork. A lot of guides here on Lake Fork, but Lee Livesey has a big name in this area for a big reason, because he knows this lake as good as anyone. And Lee Livesey said that, man, the weights aren't going to be quite as good as maybe they should be, because 90% of these bass are on the beds. Well, Patrick Walters, Lee Livesey, and Brandon Cobb have caught a few fish that are not on the beds this morning, but we will see that get better and better as the week progresses, in my opinion.
Well, Lee Livesey off to a good start, but it seems the more things change, the more they stay the same. Lee Livesey in the mix in Longview, Texas is going nuts right now. I could hear it all the way from here down at the minnow bucket. They want Lee Livesey to get this done. But as I said, the more things change, the more they stay the same. 2 tournaments ago, we were here, and this was your champion, Brandon Cobb.
Yeah, Dave, it's quite ironic that things are very similar to when Brandon Cobb won with, I think, about 114, 115 pounds. But they're just not quite as far along. But there are some spawning fish. We saw Brandon Cobb catch that 11-pounder here just 2 years ago. But he got off to a great start this morning on some of those shallow, flat points. There is a shad spawn going on, but not quite as much as when Brandon won here 2 years ago. But definitely for Brandon Cobb and Patrick Walters, along with Lee Livesey, this morning they were able to capitalize on some of these fish that are not on the bed, some of these pre-spawn fish, giant fish there for Brandon Cobb. And you can look right there, Brandon's showing those fish have not spawned yet. So some of these fish that are out there on the shad spawn, feeding up before they go in and spawn.
Brandon Cobb obviously started off his day with fireworks, and it was fireworks all around. The pig pen, the gate got let open at the pig pen, and the pigs were munching. But predictions coming in this tournament is it's going to continue on and on. Everybody talking about the sight bite. But the question is, can the guy who set the biggest victory of margin record last time we were here do it again? And if you're watching this morning, Davey, it looks like, once again, he's back at it.
Yeah, I don't think I'd bet against Patrick Walters. And the thing he's been so amazing and fun to watch this morning, he's just as excited, or maybe even more excited than he was last fall when he won here, when he dominated the field, won by over 20 pounds to second place. But Patrick Walters going against the grain a little bit. There again, Lee Livesey knows this lake as good as anyone, probably better than anyone in the field. And he said it probably won't be won sight fishing, although I think 80 to 90% of the fish are up on the bed, or they will be by the end of the week. But Patrick Walters using his forward-facing sonar a little bit in a very different situation. He was using it, focusing on standing timber, isolated stumps here last fall when he caught over 100 pounds. But this morning, fishing these shallow, flat points that these fish really tend to congregate up on this time of year when those shads start to spawn.
Taking advantage of all hours of the day, and it feels like this event is going to be one of those where it's going to be a roller coaster. You're going to see some guys slow in the morning, maybe that sight bite, but as the day goes on, you're going to see guys getting them in a lot of different ways. But if Patrick Walters can do what he's doing, started an absolute revolution last year, and man, he's going to be a tough one to catch.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's great start here for Patrick. Fishing very, very close to where I saw him a lot last fall when he dominated the field. Very, very close, just straight across from takeoff here.
Patrick Walters surrounded by the pigs, as you can see.
This is Patrick hooked up, and I think his smallest fish is 211, so he's got a lot of room to grow. There you got it, 2 pounds, 1 ounce. So
She's not
this
as big as I thought. I got her hooked in the back. I thought she was huge. Don't pull out. I don't know how you land them like this in the back. Oh, God. Got her. Whew. Barely hooked. Golly. That will.
I'll take care of that too. Whatever.
I want her to be 6, but I think she's 5. She doesn't seem that heavy. She's pretty fat though. God, these are pretty.
Zeroed.
Come on, baby. Be 6.
5'8".
5'8". 5'8". We're getting somewhere. Thanks, Mama. Thanks. That gets rid of the 2-pounder, and that gives us 30 pounds, baby. We didn't even have 30 pounds last year. You killed
For those
me,
of you
Gary.
thinking you're tuning into Deja Vu, this is happening again. 32
why you throw
pounds,
sharp- that's why you throw
14
sharp hooks.
ounces.
When she swats at it and misses it. 5'8". I'm gonna retie. Change my hooks again.
So I know I shouldn't say this, but it's cold here this morning. We've been cold the last 2 nights. These are not the perfect conditions, and Patrick Walters have 32 pounds, 14 ounces at about 10:15 in the morning. I think everybody will be staying tuned with us on Bassmaster Live for the next 3 or 4 days. Absolutely incredible. And to be clear, because we're talking about a lot of these anglers sight fishing, and you have to hook those fish inside the mouth to be a legal fish. Patrick Walters is not sight fishing, so this is certainly a legal fish for him.
Unbelievable what we saw Patrick do here last fall took that tournament, his first Elite Series win. It was the biggest win margin ever.
You're fine right
and
here.
to come
You
here
got all your
just a
sonar
few
off?
months later, wow.
Yep, you're fine right there.
Davey, the story with Patrick isn't just a story of this event. It's the story of Texas. You know, this offseason, so many giant sharelunkers. And if you talk to the
There's one on my
sharelunker
deck currently.
program,
You know, we started out not too bad so far. We got 5. Oh my God, got in my prop. That's what you call a rookie mistake right there. I mean, we're live. We got 5, 32 pounds, I think, and some change. We got a lot of work left to do. You know, well, this is kind of, all this stuff's just in the kitty. You know, I expected to catch 1 or 2 here this morning, and we got lucky. We caught 2 big ones, went around the lake, caught 2 more, and then come back and filled our limit here, and they're all quality. So we're gonna ride around. We're gonna fish this spot, try to catch 1 more real quick, because I haven't even really hit the sweet spot on it. And then wait on that sun to get up and cover some bank. And see if we can find an old big on the bed. But bite's been okay so far this morning. They're actually they're grouping up on these points. Every morning I'd start out on points, just looking around. But they weren't really out here. They'd just be singles. But today's the day. They're fine. Looks like they're grouping up pretty good. And God, these fish are fat. I don't know if they're just getting out here. If those are pre-spawn fish, fixing to move to the bank for the weekend, or if those are fish coming back out. But God, they look so pre-spawn. That makes me think that this weekend, we're going to be fishing spawners. This bite's either going to get even better, like tenfold, or they're going to leave and start working to the bank. But either way, I plan to bedfish the whole tournament. I plan to start out on points for the first hour or so, catch a couple fish, and then just burn those batteries down, looking for betters, and just there's every pocket you go into, there's 15 fish spawning. Everybody's gonna be bed fishing, but when you can catch them offshore on fork, it don't take long to get right.
there you have it. Patrick Walters with 32 pounds, 14 ounces. And it's just our midday report. Look out, Elite Series rookie Josh Strachner making a charge with 24 pounds, 13 ounces. And the more things change, the more they stay the same. 2 tournaments ago here on Fork, our champion was Brandon Cobb, and he's sitting in 3rd. Here on day 1 at the guaranteed rate, Bassmaster Elite on Lake Fork.
The Yamaha VMAX V6 SHO continues to deliver the level of performance that pro bass and multi-species anglers demand.